Peace, guys. How's it going? Patrick, Conservative Rap. And in this video, we're going to talk about the Federal Reserve. I talk about this a lot. A lot of my posts tend to be a little bit more on the financial side, financial geopolitical, as opposed to just straight politics, even though it's conservative in nature, conservative fundamentally in content. And I think one of the more foundational issues with our economic environment is specifically this creature from Jekyll Island. And I'll get into what I mean by that a little bit later into this recording, into this video. We're entering the golden age, as Trump calls it, a new economic reality. And I think a good comprehensive understanding of what the Federal Reserve is and why it's a problem will help us all within that transition. So this is from Zero Hedge, and I love this. 19 reasons why the Fed is at the heart of our economic problems. So this post, and full transparency, it's so thorough. I'm still digging through it, but he covers a lot. He talks about why the Federal Reserve is the central pillar of our debt-based financial system, why the Federal Reserve and bankers have a monopoly on the creation of this debt-based money, why the power of money creation and debt creation is at the hands of private banks rather than the government, which is what we think of, right? We call it the Federal Reserve, but it's no more federal than Federal Express, actually. It's a private set of banks who own it and bankers who receive dividends from giving us debt instruments, right? At the top of a dollar is something called, I meant to bring cash here, a Federal Reserve note. And the phrase or the phraseology note is actually indicative of the instrument, the US dollar being a debt security, if you will. The Federal Reserve itself not being a profit-making institution, it's really a tool that others use to make obscene amounts of money on us, the US populace. It's a federal perpetual debt machine. The inflation nature of the Federal Reserve as it prints money, and the bizarre games it's been playing with our money supply since its founding in 1913. So I'll read from the top just to give you an idea of this article, and I'll do more reporting on this as I dig through with some other materials. Most Americans have absolutely no idea how we got into the mess that we're in today. The reason why the US government is $36 trillion in debt and our society as a whole is $102 trillion in debt is because the system is performing exactly as it was designed. We have a system that was literally designed to create colossal amounts of debt. But if you ask most Americans about this, they can't tell you what the Federal Reserve is or why it's at the heart of our economic problems. When Americans get into discussions about the economy, most of them still blame either the Democrats or the Republicans or, other similar, like ephemeral and surface level issues for these rapidly growing economic problems. But the truth is that the institution with the most power over our economic system is the Federal Reserve. So what exactly is the Federal Reserve, right? Most people would say that it's an agency of the federal government, but that's not entirely accurate. In fact, the Federal Reserve itself has argued in court that it's not an agency of the federal government. The truth is that the Federal Reserve is a privately owned banking cartel, and it's been given a perpetual monopoly over our monetary system by US Congress. This privately owned central bank has been destroying the value of the US dollar for decades, and it's run our economy into the ground. It's driven the US government to the brink of bankruptcy. The Federal Reserve operates in great secrecy, and it acts as if it's not accountable to the American people. Yet the decisions that the Federal Reserve makes have a dramatic impact on the lives of every single American citizen. Next, let's talk about a book. I initially read this, I want to say maybe 16, 17 years ago. I'm very grateful. It was my older brother that I think put me onto this originally. It's called The Creature from Jekyll Island. It's by Edward G. Griffin. Where does money come from? Where does it go? Who makes it? The money magician's secrets are unveiled. We get a close look at their mirrors and smoke machines, their pulleys, their cogs, and wheels that create the grand illusion called money. A dry and boring subject? Just wait. You'll be hooked in 5 minutes. It reads like a detective story, which it really is, but it's all true. This book is about the most blatant scam of all history. It's all here: the cause of wars, boom bust cycles, inflation, depression, prosperity. Creature from Jekyll Island will change the way you view the world, politics, and money. Your worldview will definitely change, and you'll never trust a politician or a banker ever again. As you may know, this Federal Reserve is actually the third central bank within America. Andrew Jackson is the prior president who challenged this sort of monetary system. And now we have Trump, who I believe has a picture of Andrew Jackson in his office, or put one up, doing the modern day equivalents of that, which I'm very excited about. Next, from the Daily Mail. This is a few years old, but check this. The entire Federal Reserve payment system crashes due to an operational error, freezing $3 trillion in daily transactions, including paychecks, tax refunds, and bill payments. The Federal Reserve payment system experienced an error, a major outage. This was back in 2021 due to an operational error, disrupting key services for over 3 hours. FedWire, FedACH, which process large and small transactions respectively, were among some of the affected systems, halting billions of dollars in daily activity. Although services were restored, the disruption impacted payment deadlines, and the Fed extended settlement deadlines to help clear the backlog, but the potential effect on customer transactions remained unclear at the time. This incident highlights the critical role of these systems in the U.S. financial sector. So again, guys, I don't know if you saw that clip from Elon where he was saying, hey, someone in the audience asked him as he was giving a speech, I believe it was in Wisconsin. He says, hey, what do you think of the Fed? And he says, hey, end the Fed. I've always wanted to say that. I don't know if he was being rhetorical or just playing semantics, but I hope he meant it, because this is something I think we need to do. Again, guys, take a look at these links, specifically the Zero Hedge article. Shout out to Michael Snyder and Tyler Durden for putting that out, as well as The Creature from Jekyll Island. I think you'll learn a lot, and more to come on the geopolitical financial chess moves this Trump administration is moving us into, allowing for a golden age for us to recuperate some of the wealth that's been stolen from us deceptively over the last, 5-6 generations. So more to come soon, guys. Check me out on Instagram and TikTok for the rhymes, and ConservativeRap.com for the totality of my content. Look forward to more shortly, and take care.